Hi Pisces, welcome to your June 2022 General Tarot reading. It's Rena here. Just want to see if I can get some fresh cards here so I don't pick the same cards over and over again. And these are fresh cards. Oh, what do you know? Two cards want to come out. Ta-da. Alrighty then. Now let me just take one moment to collect these other cards. All right, the heart of the matter is the Hierophant. This is a card of marriage, a card of tradition. So it's a card of conformity. Now, sometimes this can be a good thing where a person has been a rebel without a cause and they need to kind of just go along with the program for a while. Sometimes going along with the program is indicated because a person was rebelling unnecessarily. In other cases, it can be that the person is doing this to their detriment and that they need to stop stop conforming. This is also a card associated with spiritual matters. So if somebody has been way too involved in the world and worldly pursuits, it can be saying that they need to become more spiritual. This card is connected to Taurus, so it could be a Taurus individual. In the past position, we have the Page of Wands, which is start spreading the news, good news coming to you. Now, if you have been waiting to hear from a Taurus person, that's awesome sauce. If it's something to do with, I always think of the Hierophant as like a corporate structure. So working in a corporate job, working in a government type of work, hearing news about that, like a new job in a new line of work. That can be it. Or perhaps the person that you want to commit says that they're willing to commit. Let's get married. Higher message. The Eight of Cups is about, you see the person walking away. And they're walking away from something that is not emotionally grabbing them. I always associate this card with Scorpio. So perhaps it has to do with that lunar eclipse, timing-wise, that we had in May. I'm recording this in May, but this is for June. But that mid-May lunar eclipse kind of making certain Pisces people feel like they are ready for a change. And this happened in your 9th house. So it's all about expansion. And anything that is restricting you, that makes you feel like you're tied down, you may feel that has to go, it's like breaking out of a prison. The 9th house, Sag, is all about freedom. And I think that theme will continue. You are going to have a full moon in Sag mid-June, Pisces, and that will be in your 10th house of career. But because it's in Sag, it will carry the theme of freedom. So maybe for some of you, you've been, a lot of people were working from home a couple of years ago, not necessarily today. And some of those people may have said, oh God, I can't wait till I get back into the workplace. Maybe less people than I think said that. Maybe I'm being a little bit optimistic about how many people might have said that. But the point is that things have shifted, and what once was something that we would assume everybody wanted to do is not so much. People don't necessarily want to work in an office, especially if they had a taste of that freedom. And so this can even be with travel. Maybe you're with the lunar eclipse in the ninth house, it could be something to do with that. And that being very much where your head is at this time. But it's really about following your heart more than anything else. What crosses you is the Six of Wands. The interesting thing about this is that this is the card of success. And you have had, even with this full moon mid-month, this could be some kind of career success where, you're getting your recognition or what have you. And that may actually be something that you perceive as an obstacle because you really want to leave. And you're like, how can I do it now when I'm doing so well? And the people that I consider the most self-actualized are people who never allow those things to influence the decisions that they make. In other words, a lot of people would, if they get a promotion, a raise, that's going to determine whether they stay somewhere. Some people may leave a very secure job for something that is unknown for less money, simply because they feel like they're going to have more autonomy. They feel like they're going to have more freedom in general. Now, don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying that I'm one of those people that would be like, oh yeah, piece of cake, I would just do that. But I do admire people that are like that, because I think that they, first of all, they're up for a challenge, but they may be quite intuitive and they may think, hey, this is really going to work. But I think that they're confident. And I think that people like that believe that there's no way that they're going to fail, that there's no way that they're going to go downwards. I personally, what my mental process or processes, of whatever how you pronounce that is that if I'm always afraid that, there's like a decision that you can make that could just like totally destroy your life. And I think that can happen to a certain degree if you make a bad decision that is really based on ignorance and living life in a very unintentional way. But even then, you can still redeem yourself. But I don't think that if you have the intention of growth, of abundance, and things like that, that you will be met with that fate. But that's only intellectual right now. I have to get to the point where I really can taste it, or I can just really embrace it fully. Okay, so what's coming in? The World card. Something in your life, there's a shift, there's an end. It's like an end of an era, an end of a cycle for you in some way. And, your ruler Neptune retrogrades at the end of June. That's not something that is so above and beyond. I mean, it happens every year. However, it's happening in your sign. And of course, it has been happening in your sign for years now, but it doesn't always happen in your sign, is my point. And so, and it's, it's kind of progressing. I don't know what year it's going to end. It's rain. I think, it's transit in its own sign. I think it might be 2027, but I'm not quite sure. 2026 or 27. But in any case, it's not this year, and I don't think it's next year. It's a very slow moving planet, and it's starting to really progress. I think it's about 24 degrees or 25 degrees of Pisces at the moment. So the other card I got is the Nine of Wands, and this is a card of boundaries, also anticipating some kind of a situation with somebody coming back. Yeah, I mean, with the Hierophant, if this is a marriage situation, I didn't even interpret it that way. I mean, this is what could be happening, Pisces. It could be that you are with your marriage is in question right now. And maybe you have met somebody that you feel very passionate about, and that is the Page of Wands. Um, the the Eight of Cups is about leaving something that no longer serves you emotionally, and that might be a marriage. And maybe it's all over but the shouting. The World card would certainly suggest that. But you have to be careful, especially if you are estranged from this person, but you just haven't gone and gotten a divorce, and you're kind of in that middle stage where you're just kind of like separated or something like that, or if it's a partner that you've broken up with, is that person may try to come back to you, and they might have left you, and you might be sorely tempted and say, oh wow, I guess I'm irresistible. And watch out for that tendency. Have boundaries and be at the ready. Like this person is a sentinel, is somebody who is guarding the gates. And you have to guard the gate of your heart because you don't want to fall for the okie doke in case that person isn't of good intentions. The outcome is the Three of Pentacles. This is a card of, I got this for another sign I was talking about. It's the Architect's card. It's very, I would call it like a very productive type of an energy, very practical kind of a card. It bodes well for money matters in particular. So if you're leaving a job and you're a little bit full of trepidation about it, like, oh my God, is this going to actually work? What's going to happen? This card is kind of in your corner, suggesting that you have the ability to make something work. And it may not be something that you thought would work. This is what I'm talking about, like a business or something along those lines. And it may have a spiritual theme to it, but that might be one of the reasons why you're a little bit hesitant, because you feel like those kinds of things don't always work out too well. But by the same token, your heart isn't into what you're doing. If this is relationship related, be careful that somebody that you may have just met is not involved with somebody else, and maybe even has a family, has children, and they are telling you otherwise. Watch for any deception. Be very careful. I think also that could be what that card represents, the Nine of Wands. Don't take things too quickly. A lot of people don't realize this. This seems like a no-brainer to me, that if somebody is trying to have a very quick relationship with you, like, what we call a whirlwind romance or something like that, that's something to really be on guard about, because that could point to someone who is, not balanced in their own life, and maybe is trying to get you, to commit, so that then they can feel like they have you, and then they can show their true colors. I'm not saying that that's true 100% of the time, but just, be very aware of that. Okay, that's what I have for you, Pisces. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a personal reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.